Hi, it's Rich Tehrani here at CTIA 2010 in Las Vegas. Thanks for watching our program today. We've got David Ginsburg, who is the VP of Marketing of InnoPath. Dave, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for being on our program. You want to give us an overview of your company, please?
Sure. At InnoPath, we provide over-the-air customer care for mobile operators. So for the first time, a person maybe with an Android device or Windows Mobile or BlackBerry, they call in with a configuration problem. Maybe it's email, maybe it's battery related. The operator has a real-time over-the-air connection to the phone. No more shooting in the dark, no more telling the customer, poke this, press that, try to get that working. But by doing that, the frontline, help desk, the customer service representative is much more efficient. They're now enabled with the new toolkit that really raises first call resolution, results in additional customer satisfaction.
Sure.
Ultimately saves them massive amounts on operational expenses.
Sure. I can't think of anything more frustrating than having a phone problem and not only having to deal with the phone trees that you normally have to deal with when you call for support, but then having to deal with them telling you things to do once you get on the phone with them and you're driving through traffic and...
Well, and hopefully you're not texting driving through traffic, but I mean, it's all that...
Or in a Toyota.
It's all that interaction where they can't really be sure, whether a person's typing in the right things that are being suggested. And what we're finding is that the percentage first call resolution is going down, month by month, year by year. And at the same time, smartphones, probably end of 2009, they reached an inflection point, in North America at least, where they're a major factor in terms of operator business planning.
Sure.
This is something that they've got to get under control.
Sure.
I mean, it's keeping them up at night. They've lost control of the devices, and that has to change.
So really you're bringing the control back for the operator.
Exactly, exactly.
So in terms of the future of your company and the kinds of things you're doing, so you continuously are looking to upgrade that experience for the customer, or what are the things that you are doing now?
So there's three major, I'll call it, pillars of the active care portfolio. We provide for firmware updates over the air, and this is really where InnoPath got its start a couple years ago. And just as an example, last year a major North American operator pushed over 3 million successful updates using our firmware management server. That solution set that we call Mobile Update is moving forward into the smartphone space. For example, in the future we'll be pushing updates for Android devices, for Windows Mobile, even possibly for BlackBerry. We also have an initial provisioning solution that we call Mobile Activate, and that's used when a person first comes onto a network. They need their data services properly provisioned. The Mobile Activate solution identifies the phone, works with the operator's back office systems, and then pushes the data configuration settings. The first customer to deploy that is Tata Docomo out of Mumbai in India. They have over 28 million subscribers today, and they only launched their GSM network around 8 months ago. The most interesting component is our frontline care solution. And that's what I talked about, where a person calls in to the CSR, they've got some configuration or service-related issue, they've got our active care client pushed onto their device, the operator's running our server, maybe deployed amongst 2,000 or 4,000 frontline care representatives, and this is what really adds efficiency and user satisfaction to that frontline troubleshooting experience.
That's very, very exciting. So what are carriers telling you?
We're in the process of deploying with one major operator. I mean, given technology life cycles, given the complexity of technology, walk before you run, we're proving out our total solution within this one operator. They're bringing the clients into circulation, they're deploying the server as I speak, and by the first half or the end of the first half of the year, they'll be operational on a set of the more advanced devices within their network. And for the first time, say I have a Windows Mobile problem, maybe I've got a problem on a high-end 3G feature phone.
Right.
I've got the same types of email problems. I've got to have data services now.
Right.
And so I call in to the frontline help desk, and they can now reach out and touch the phone. One of the things we're looking at in the future is really extending additional intelligence on the client, where, for example, if instead of looking at a signal level or looking at a battery level at one particular instance in time, we might be able to look at that over a time period, and the operator can then do trending analysis on that user's smartphone. And that's a really exciting capability.
So I have kind of an unusual question. I know that quite often when I have a smartphone issue, it just needs a reboot. So the question is there a way to do that reboot of some systems? Like I know some computers can reboot part of their systems. The OS can handle that. With a smartphone, that probably isn't possible, right?
It actually is.
Oh, it is?
And
Okay, good news.
I lose track of what operating systems we can actually trigger that on.
Okay.
But at the demos we're doing here at CTIA, we can actually show a remote triggered reboot. And that's part of device control capabilities where, for example, we can toggle the camera. We can look at what your Wi-Fi status is, turn it on or turn it off. We can look at your Bluetooth status, see if it's in pairing mode or not.
Right.
And these are all things that, as I pointed out, are service impacting to the end user.
That's very exciting. So you've become tech support on the go wherever the user is.
That's why we call it active care. One of the exciting things we've introduced at the show here, more on the security side, and we sort of played it out along the lines of, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. We're announcing the Active Care client for BlackBerry, and it includes lock and wipe capabilities. We think this is very critical, even for people that have not set passwords on their phone. The server, the operator CSR, if a person calls in panicked, I left my BlackBerry in a taxi cab in Las Vegas on the Strip, they can remotely lock or wipe the phone, even if the user hasn't set a password and even if the user hasn't even locked it on their own.
So that's similar to what a BlackBerry Enterprise server would do, but that's even if you don't have the BlackBerry Enterprise server, I'm assuming.
Exactly, and so our whole focus, we're not an enterprise company. We're looking at the mass market of smartphones. We're using the experience we gained in deploying firmware management. We can go into an operator of, say, 80 or 90 million subscribers and support their 20 or 30 million smartphones today.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. This was really great.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, this was a pleasure having you.